Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Here, the Watchman. And we're back at you today with another show. We're glad to be here, and we're glad all of you are here. Today on the show, we have a wonderful guest, Mr. Ray Gano. He is coming to the conference in Dallas, Texas, the Hear the Watchman conference, coming March 22nd through the 25th at the DFW Hilton Lakes Executive Conference Center and Hotel. We want to see all of you there. We still have a few tickets left. Get on to our website, www.hearthewatchman.com. Use the promotional code GANO, GANO 20, and you'll get $20 off your ticket and 20% off of our live stream feature. And folks, don't miss this conference. We guarantee you that it will be life-changing. Ray, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Glad to be back.
We're doing great, and we're glad to have you here today with us, and we're just thrilled that you will be at the conference. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about what Ray is going to be talking about at the conference, which is demonic warfare. And then after that, we're going to get into something really interesting, which is Ray's success with the Keto Diet. Ray, I mean, it's amazing your progress there. But before we get into that, talk to us about the book and manual that you are going to have at the conference and the title of it and what you're going to try and teach people to do to fight against the demonic attacks that we all come under.
Thanks, Mike. My book that I'm coming out with here soon is The Demonic Wars, Winning Our Lives Back and Regaining Ground. And what I'm going to be talking and teaching about is literally how to help people who are being demonized at this moment, help them understand that they can be delivered. It's a hard fight and everything, but along that, I give them a long-term battle strategy plan. All you guys know that I'm a prepper, I'm a survivalist, I'm all in the tactical stuff and prior military, prior special operations. I take a lot of my knowledge in surviving that sort of arena, and then I bring it into the spiritual, which I find very interesting, is very compatible. Some of you may have been reading some of my articles on Servant Warrior. This is a series of articles that I've been writing probably over the past couple of years. And it's been just slowly moving the Servant Warrior aspect into the spiritual and learning how to fight the demonic. And so I'm doing my final edits on my how-to manual so that people can truly learn how to be delivered, but not only that, how to remain and stay in a deliverance life. Deliverance is not just something where you go see some guru at a 8-hour seminar and he comes along and bings you on the head and says you're free of demons. Deliverance is a day-to-day process. Deliverance is something that takes place in the long term. So it's something that you have to learn, continue to fight, continue to do, and something what I say here. Deliverance is not playing the exorcist. It's a willful act of abandoning the very lifestyle that has allowed these influences to take up residence in your life. Deliverance is for the desperate. This is something that Derek Prince said, and it's only the desperate wanting to learn and wanting to do, which will help them maintain a life and everything. And basically what I'm really teaching people is true, hardcore, pick up your cross and follow Christ's day-to-day lifestyle. In today's modern world today, we've forgotten how to truly live a Christian life day to day, with so much of the world just coming in upon us and attacking us from all angles. Living a true Christian life today is difficult. I mean, hey folks, I'm just as being hammered just as you are. So I've learned a lot of tactics, a lot of battle plans. These are things that I teach in my manual. Is once you are in through the deliverance process and everything, what you want to do is recognize your triggers and then put battle plans in place so that when you are in these certain situations that you know trigger you or will trigger possibly a demonic downfall or opening up a door or something like that, if you have a battle plan in place, then you know how to react and flee, battle, do whatever it is that you've done in your battle plan. These are things that I'm teaching people, long-term tactics at fighting the battle. Because folks, listen, we are on the battlefield. We as Christians, we're on the battlefield. And if we don't get into that battle mindset, we will continue to flounder, continue to be demonized, continue to have lives that are just almost not worth living, because that's what the demons want. Demons want to rob, steal, kill, destroy. Eventually, they want to see you dead. And my goal is to help people turn their lives around and live truly a fruitful, free life from oppression, depression, and the demonic influence that so many of us have been just swamped upon with. And again, it's normal because we're living in the last days of the last days. But there's true freedom in Jesus Christ. And that's what I'm truly trying to teach people. And so that kind of explain everything there, Mike?
It does. It does. I mean, that was great. And how exciting that this will be out and it'll be available at the conference. And, you know, what I want to know, Ray, is where do you see the demonic attacks coming from? Where do they emanate from? And are you going to be talking about how to protect yourself and in ways of like staying away from things or shielding things?
Yeah. And that's, for example, one of the people that I was, that I was working with had issues with, they were single and would go out with their friends. You know, some of these were non-Christian friends. And so they would go to some of the pubs and things like this. And one of the things that they had issues with was alcohol. And so what we did is we put together a battle plan for them, for example. So when you're feeling like this, or when you're feeling like that, you know, maybe go to the bathroom and say a prayer, or, you know, okay, nurse a beer throughout the whole evening. Or, I mean, just, we had all these scenarios already played out. And that's a survival tactic and plan in place so that you can battle it and be ready for the situation. So if you've kind of put a plan in place, your brain will automatically pick up that plan and act upon it. Whereas if you don't have a plan, then you're going to probably just fail. You're going to either freeze, run, or fight. And that's, you know, it's the fight, flight, or freeze. And you do the same thing when facing the demonic. So if you don't have a battle plan in place, then odds are you're going to freeze or run or fight it, which I found in most cases, dealing with the enemy in that ass pit and fighting with them, you're going to lose. Best thing to do is learn what Christ did and fight with God's word. And that's what I encourage in my manual. I give a whole list of Bible verses right there where people can start memorizing these things. They're quick, they're easy, and that's how you respond to enemies. So these are things that I am going to be teaching, battle tactics. At least this is what I call them.
Well, and I think, Ray, what's really interesting about what you're saying is that folks don't have to just lock themselves up in their house and never venture out to avoid the demonic. Is that right?
Oh yeah, truly. I mean, we're called to be salt and light. How do we be salt and light if we're stuck in the house somewhere, or we've moved and escaped up to some cabin up in the mountains, living a hermit life? I mean, we're called to be salt and light. But being on the battlefield, because again, this is the battlefield, we need to learn how to fight. And so many churches today have not taught the Christian how to fight in the spiritual realm, how to stand against the enemy, how to do these things. It just hasn't been taught in the last 50, 60 years.
And why do you think that is? So the church is afraid to acknowledge the fact that the demonic exists?
I think, honestly, the devil has done a great job of infiltrating the church. I mean, I truly do. You look at a lot of these sugar-coated, best life now, purpose-driven life pastors out there that are just teaching a bunch of sugar-coated, you know, put butts in seats, you know, happy, happy, joy, joy, you know, psychobabble. You know, that's what we got going today. Nobody's really teaching the hard gospel. Nobody's teaching, you know, that, yeah, people do die and go to hell. So what are we going to do about it? it's just all, building programs and psychobabble, and so this is how it's gotten completely away. And very few people are out there right now truly doing deliverance programs. I mean, me, Russ Dizdar, I mean, there's several other people, Francis McNutt, Carl Payne. I mean, there's some great people out there in the deliverance arena and everything, but there just ain't enough of us. And I am just constantly getting bombarded by emails and people seeking help. And I help as many people as I can. I truly do. But in the end, it's themselves, that person themselves, who will actually be the one delivering. Again, yeah, sir, people laying hands on you and everything, that might help, and it helps with initial getting the ball rolling. But it's a long-term battle that you will have to fight. Again, Christ constantly tells us to pick up his cross and follow him daily, and Paul attains it to fighting a battle, wearing the armor, doing all these things daily, not just here and there and everything else.
So true. I mean, it's so well said. And really, Ray, let us know how you really feel about the mega churches out there.
Sorry.
No, it's great. But it's funny how afraid people are to talk about demonic attacks. I mean, it's like the big elephant in the living room, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it totally is. And another thing too is Hollywood has done a great job of painting, everybody thinks it's pea soup spitting, levitating, craziness. And it isn't. It truly isn't. Now, can some of that stuff happen? Can voices? Yeah, I've actually had one of the persons I've been helping, speak to me in a foreign voice. I've had, other people, when a demon leaves the body, via vomiting. The mouth, nose, eyes, ears, genitalia, those are areas that the demons will leave. And one of the most prominent ways I see is spitting, coughing, and vomiting. And so I had one person that I was helping kind of having a lot of vomiting, but that's how the demon leaves the body. So in a sense, what you're doing, or what you're learning how to do, and I hate using this word, is excise yourself in a sense, so that the enemy does leave. But you can have help and everything, and it's good to have help. But no matter what, you're going to be the one who's going to have to constantly battle long term. So this is why I try to teach people early on basically how to run solo, because you're the one who has to carry this on. I'm not going to be there for you 24/7. You are going to have to do this. You're going to have to pick up the cross and follow Christ yourself. We all do.
Amen. Amen. Very well said, Ray. And Ray, are people going to be able to get this manual and what you're going to have at the conference who won't be able to attend the conference?
Oh, yeah. I am working diligently. I'm almost finished with all the edits, and I need to design a cover. And then I'm turning it into the printing house. And I pray that by March 22nd, they will be ready. I am almost pretty sure they will. I've used this printing house before, and so their turnaround time is actually pretty good. But I am self-publishing, and I'm hoping to kind of, again, put it in a big book format so that it's truly manual. I have a lot of fill in the space stuff going on in this book, and I'm really pushing people to write things down, because the whole goal is uncovering the garbage that's in your mind. And that's what the demons feed off of. If you can get rid of the garbage, odds are you can get rid of the demons. In fact, a lot of the demons just leave because they got nothing left to feed on. So but again, it's a process. You've had a whole life of building up garbage in your mind. It's going to take some time to clear the garbage out. But amazingly, and everybody that I've worked with, it's around 2 to 3 weeks where probably 90% of their issues are gone. And again, that's if they truly work my program every single day. But everybody that I've worked with and everything, in about the 2-week period, about 90% of their issues is gone. I mean, I've even had one woman be healed of fibromyalgia. I mean, she's completely healed. And she's going to be at the conference, so I'm looking forward to meeting her and her husband. But she is a huge success story. Some of the things, and she's a success story of my methodology. And again, it's not my methodology. It's a combination of everybody, but it's God working through the hearts of people, and that's the key. But yeah, I'm excited to share my knowledge. I'll be having my DVDs with me. People can. I got the other one somewhere around here, but you know, I'll have my Demons 1, Demons 2, maybe even have a Demons 3. I don't know, but I'll have my other books, all my other survival books, and other things too as well. So people be able to come to my table and pick up information, talk to me. I'll be glad to sit and counsel with people, maybe coach people, and everything like that. But again, deliverance is a long-term process. It's just something that you don't, magic fairy wand doesn't get beamed over the head. But I'm excited, and I know people will have success. I know it because I've seen it in a lot of the people that I'm working with. So I'm excited to bring this to the conference and see victory and all this at the Hear the Watchman conference in Dallas.
Well, we're excited too. And how do people, like, let's say today, someone wants to get those DVDs or access some of your other writings and things, how do they do that?
Oh, easy. Just go to raygano.com. Raygano, RAYGANO.com. I've got side banners where you can order my DVDs. I have a store where you can order some of my other stuff and everything. But go to raygano.com. And in fact, almost any social media website is whatever that website name is plus Ray Gano. So facebook.com/Ray Gano, youtube.com/Ray Gano. I'm on a new great website. I love it. It's called Minds. And it's minds.com/Ray Gano. I mean, twitter.com/Ray Gano. It's very easy to find me on the internet and everything. I'm very active on social media. A lot of people contact me through Facebook. And so if you've got questions or anything like that, reach out to me. Let me see if I can help you in some ways. So, but raygano.com.
Awesome. Now, let's switch to something kind of fun. We're going to talk about battling the demonic food. And you have had quite a success story with the keto diet, and I think you have like a Facebook page, or you're doing YouTubes. I mean, I know on my Facebook, I see these wonderful recipes that you're preparing. Talk to us about that.
I have a YouTube page called Keto with Ray. Again, youtube.com/Keto with Ray, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of sharing my journey, and what I'm using is called the ketogenic diet, and it's a low carb, medium protein, high fat diet, teaching your body how to burn fat versus burning sugars, which is what a lot of people, you know, in a normal American diet, you're burning sugars versus burning fat. That's why Americans are becoming more and more obese. They're not burning their fat. Ketogenic diet basically is what our great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents were doing, is a lot of fat, a lot of protein, and a little bit of carbs. They didn't have Big Macs and French fries and all these other things that we have today that are cooked in you know, high trans fat or high chain triglycerides or anything like that. They just had good old bacon grease and stuff, which bacon grease is an incredible. I challenge people to do a study on or research bacon grease. There are so many good health benefits in cooking in bacon grease. Plus, it tastes great. But I'm loving the keto diet. When we came back from Panama, we had a bucket list. Oh, we need to eat here. We need to do this. We need to eat that. And 25 pounds later, it's like, wow, man, look at me, look at us. I mean, no energy, my joint, thing like that. I've lost, now I have to admit, I caught the flu, and that dropped me probably about 7 pounds. So I said, okay, let's kind of use this as a springboard. And I started doing the paleo diet, but it just didn't work too much for me. So then I went over to the keto diet. Which keto and paleo are a lot similar, but I'm now, I just weighed myself today. I was originally 223 or 225, 222. I today am at 201.3. And so I'm hoping and praying I can break the 200 mark tomorrow, if not the next day. So I'm working hard at doing that. And it is so easy. I mean, if you go to Facebook, you know, Mike, you've been seeing the pictures of the meals I'm making and everything. This food rocks, and it's not expensive either. It truly isn't. You know, I'm eating great food, preparing great dishes. Now, again, one of the reasons I do have an advantage is that my son is type 1 diabetic. And so he was type 1 diabetic at age 10. So we've been cooking, or I've learned how to cook a low carb diet quite a number of years ago, because we had to keep a low carb diet for our son. And so our whole family kind of ate low carb and kind of followed the Atkins or whatever sort of diet. So I've got a lot of recipes up my sleeve. And so I've been sharing my recipes with people. And in fact, you can go to patreon.com/RayGano. And I am actually giving video instruction and written recipes. $1 a month, folks. Come on over, learn how to cook keto. I'm posting something almost every day on Patreon that I'm learning. And I'm loving it. I have so much more energy. My joints don't hurt. I was having really a lot of pain with my middle finger because of the tunnel carpal or whatever was developing. It's gone. My middle finger knuckle was swollen so much. My hip was bothering me, and it was great. Just yesterday, I put on my sock with my right leg, which is the hip that's been bothering me, and it didn't hurt. And I'm not even thinking about it. Like, was talking to Tracy. I go, Tracy, do you realize? I remember I put my sock on and it didn't kill me, even kill my hip. Well, when you're doing a keto diet, one of the main benefits is reducing inflammation. And so if you have arthritis or some of the other arthritic or joints pain and everything like that, keto diet really does help. And it's because of the high fats and the high medium chain triglycerides, which is the good fats. Is what you're eating and everything. So I'm loving it. And you can go to Keto with Ray on YouTube, or go to my Patreon channel, patreon.com/RayGano. $1 a month. And I'm sharing stuff, and people are reaching out to me and, how are you doing this? Or what's this? And I'm sharing, folks. I'm helping people because I'm loving the keto journey. And the thing is, for me, you learn how to do this long term. It isn't just a short term, I'm going to lose 10 pounds sort of thing. Now you can, but it's better to just, do a long term, because the diet is really good. And I'm not full. I'm not craving, sugars or sweets or, really anything like that. I mean, I get away from one of those meals, like I did that ginger shrimp, and I forgot what else I cooked with the ginger shrimp. Oh my goodness. I was stuffed. Where normally I would go back for seconds and thirds. I'm not even going back for seconds and thirds because I'm stinking stuffed. And then I have my bulletproof coffee. It's what we call bulletproof coffee every morning. And that really amps me up. You talk about supercharged coconuts, and it just pumps me and gets me going and just sails through the afternoon. And so I'm loving this, loving the diet, loving everything, and really excited. And again, I'll talk to anybody at the conference about it if they're interested.
That's awesome, Ray. And Keto with Ray will probably be the next hit series on the Food Channel coming this fall. So watch out for that. Well, Ray, listen, I want to thank you for joining us today. We're looking forward to having you at the conference. Again, folks, www.hearthewatchmen.com. Get on board. As I said, we guarantee you that it'll change your life. We are looking forward to seeing you there. And don't forget, use that promo code GANO, GANO 20. That's good for both the streaming feature and the physical ticket, your general admission ticket. So, Ray, thanks again for joining us.
Looking forward to seeing everybody at the conference, and it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. I know, and God's going to do some awesome things. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for today's edition of The Watchman's Journey. I love that we had an absolutely perfect feed through this interview. We had a couple little glitches there, but please bear with them, as always, with us, because we broadcast remotely from the mountains of Idaho. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you here next time on the Watchman's Report.